A community in mourning. A beloved Midland city worker and softball umpire is being remembered after being tragically gunned down during today's mass shooting in Midland. This is Ed Scott. The city says he worked for the sanitation department and calls his loss one of the hardest things they've ever faced. According to several schools and softball organizations, he was also a beloved local umpire, working with local colleges and high schools. 11 people in total were shot. Tonight, the community came together in Midland to find comfort, strength, and hope with a prayer service. At Midland Centennial Park, community members joined hands in prayers for the victims, their families, first responders, and everyone impacted by the day's tragedy. The prayer service brought together people of all ages and backgrounds who stood shoulder to shoulder, listening to words of encouragement and reflecting on the lives forever changed. One Midland County Commissioner said that in times of heartbreak, the entire community comes together, not just from Midland.
We saw the support. You had ambulances all the way from Rankin and Odessa come in. You had law enforcement from all over the community and neighboring communities come and support. And it shows you that when one is in need, we're always here.
As the sun set, the message was simple. Midland is grieving and no one will face the pain alone. Well, tonight we also know the name of the shooting suspect, and he was a wanted man. It's 45-year-old Victor Mata Villarreal of Odessa. A manhunt has been underway since Wednesday night after he fired a rifle at officers during a traffic stop. Right now, investigators don't know why he started his shooting spree. You are listening to a hail of gunfire between officers and the shooter. Too many shots fired to even count. This is after Villarreal holed up in the old Tall City Vet Clinic, which is empty and off Highway 80. This video captured by a viewer who was dangerously close. Now, take a look at this massive response from law enforcement. This drone video was sent in by a News West 9 viewer. Within minutes of the call for help from Midland Police, other local, state, and even federal agencies stepped in. This is where the suspect was caught, again at the old Tall City Veterinary Building, which is shut down. So how did this all unfold? It started with officers investigating reports of gunfire. News West 9's Sydney Jollivet breaks down what happened next.
A morning of chaos in Midland traced a path from the southeast to the southwest side of town. Calls first rushed into dispatch at 8:03 a.m., prompting a massive multi-agency response as an active shooter sparked fear across neighborhoods.
My officers responded and quickly escalated into an active shooter situation in which I had several officers pinned down behind a patrol vehicle.
The Texas Department of Public Safety says the suspect, identified as 45-year-old Victor Mata Villarreal of Odessa, barricaded himself inside an abandoned veterinary clinic in the 4600 block of West Wall. Villarreal opened fire on both officers and bystanders before law enforcement established a perimeter. For those caught in the crossfire, the confusion was immediate.
We saw the 18-wheeler in the road, assumed that it was a wreck, came outside to see what was going on with the wreck, and then while we were out here, the shots started ringing, and there was a couple of ladies who were a little confused by what was going on. They were on the ground.
As heavy gunfire echoed through the area, bystanders scrambled for safety, and those trapped inside could only watch as the severity of the situation unfolded.
There was a person down, but we never
saw the shooter.
Yeah, we saw one person, we assumed.
Like lying on the road?
Yep.
Service road or the?
Service road.
Meanwhile, neighbors received alerts on their phones. Responding to early confusion, city officials explained how high-stakes geographic warning texts were utilized.
We have a geographic perimeter system that we are able to specifically identify cell phones that are in the geographic perimeter that we're trying to close down. So those people within that geographic perimeter received that text message to stay in place and not to get out and drive around. The rest of the community should have received just a notification of the incident and keeping them updated.
Villarreal was already wanted by authorities, facing an attempted capital murder charge after firing at a Midland police officer during a pursuit just 2 days ago. He was tracked down with an unmanned drone and a robot and pronounced deceased just after noon.
At this time, I can tell you that the active shooter incident has been successfully stopped. However, the investigation is ongoing.
The threat is over, but the casualty count leaves a heavy mark on the community.
Please pray for Midland. Most importantly, please pray for those impacted.
There's a lot more work to be done, and there's a lot more strain and stress and sorrow for our community on the other side of this.
The Texas Rangers have officially taken over this active investigation. West Wall and Business 20 from Faskin Road to Loop 250 are expected to remain shut down for the next 24 to 48 hours. In Midland, I'm Sydney Jolivet, News West 9.
Well, tonight we have an update on the 10 victims who were shot. Midland Memorial Hospital treated 9 of the victims. At last report, 5 had been released from the hospital. 3 were out of surgery and recovering, and 1 person was still in surgery at the last update. We also know another person was treated at Medical Center Hospital in Odessa. As of tonight, that victim is out of surgery and in fair condition, but remains in the hospital. The Texas Department of Public Safety and the Texas Rangers are urging everyone to come forward with any video or photos from today's shooting in Midland. Investigators say even a short cell phone clip, dash camera recording, or security camera video could provide critical evidence as they work to piece together exactly what happened. If you were anywhere near West Wall Street, Highway 80, Industrial Avenue, or the surrounding area, officials are asking you to check your devices and submit any images or video you may have captured. Authorities say the information could play a key role in the ongoing investigation, which remains under the Texas Rangers. They sent us a really long link, so go to this story on newswest9.com and we'll have the link for you to upload your videos. Well, Midland's mass shooting today is bringing back painful memories of the August 31st, 2019 mass shooting. If you received active shooter alerts today on your phones, the alerts are now possible thanks to the Leila Hernandez Act. It was in honor of the 16-year-old, the youngest victim killed in the 2019 shooting. She was shot and killed at a car dealership while she was with her family. The law, sponsored by State Representative Brooks Landgraf, created the Texas Active Shooter Alert System. The alerts work similarly to Amber Alerts, notifying people when an active shooter threat exists in their area. Representative Landgraf said the law was inspired by testimony from Leila's family, who believed an alert system could have saved lives then. Well, luckily today there was enough blood supply on the shelves to help those shooting victims. Vitalant sent more than 65 additional units of blood products to the hospital and is ready to provide more if needed. They say this is all thanks to previous donors. If you would like to help, a blood drive is taking place at Midland Memorial Hospital's main entrance tomorrow, June 13th, from 9 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. in an effort to replenish the supply available. The West Texas Food Bank is stepping in to support first responders in the wake of the shooting. The organization's disaster relief trailer is on site, coordinating meals, water, and snacks for investigating law enforcement. HEB also stepped in to offer barbecue sandwiches and water to help officers during this time. West Texas Food Bank Director of Programs Brent Oden says he doesn't want first responders to worry about food during investigations. To help donate, you can contact the West Food Bank. Another way to help victims of the mass shooting, donations. All donations are being funneled through the United Way. To make a monetary donation, go to uwmidland.org/disaster. You can also donate to the Permian Basin Area Foundation at pbaf.org/donate. Additional donation needs and opportunities will be shared once they're identified. Well, state leaders reacting today to the mass shooting. Governor Greg Abbott posting he and First Lady Cecilia Abbott are deeply saddened by what he called a senseless act of violence. The governor said they are praying for the victims, their families, and the entire Midland community. Abbott also said he has been briefed on the situation and commended the swift response of the Midland Police Department, DPS, and other assisting law enforcement agencies. State Senator Kevin Sparks also offering his condolences following today's mass shooting. Sparks called it a heavy day for the Permian Basin as it details the tragedy continuing to emerge. He said the immediate priority must be supporting the families affected and offered his prayers to everyone impacted by what he described as a senseless act. Sparks also thanked first responders and emergency personnel for their efforts to protect the community, adding that Midland will not face the days ahead alone.